It's no longer Christmas, but we can do the Christmas tree with all the lights. That's a common thing to do when you get visitors to the flight deck on the ground, at least. Above all, if it's kids, like do the light test and illuminate all the lights like this. It's quite a good thing to do. Right. Moscow is within 300 miles, so that's quite good. We're talking about distance. Yeah, the distance here is more or less correct to Moscow. What did that guy say on Unicom? There was somebody drunk? Yeah. He's starting descent flight level 100. I'm looking at VPilot. Runway 24. Passengers drunk. Scotland whiskey on board. Aye, no bother. Fantastic. Not that I promote whiskey, obviously, but Scotland whiskey on board. Amazing. That's quite funny. Too much Scottish whiskey. Aye. Right. So what we're gonna do now? I think we're still about 150 miles top of descent, so we're slowly gonna get organized for the arrival. So inbound is gonna be 136 the course. My mouse wheel is a little bit bugged, which is a pain for trying to fly the Aerosoft 3, 18, 19, 20, 21. Because if you don't have like the mouse wheel, then it's impossible. Well, it's the only way to do all the MCDU input. And if the mouse wheel is not working, or if it's a little bit fidgety, then basically you're stuck. Then the LS frequency 110.1. We could ask multi-crew to set it, but I'll do it myself. I'm not totally important yet. Is there a VUR nearby? Yeah, there's a Moscow Domodedovo 13.3, which we can preset for go round. I think it's on the go round procedure. 13.3 as a backup. Is there NDB? Yes, there is 320. Done. So we'll display the NDB on the standby instrument here, and then put it down here on the navigation display as well, just for situational awareness, really, just to have an indication. We don't really rely on it to fly the approach, but it's nice to have like pointers pointing in the right direction, so to speak. A little bit of speed variation again. We're not moving too much. I don't really have kind of turbulence enabled in EasyDock, so the aircraft is not really bouncing up and down if it's turbulent. I don't really like to have, like, you know, the aircraft in the simulator here, like, kind of, you know, bouncing up and down if it's turbulent. You know, I find it a little bit it's a little bit too much, I find. So I've not really enabled whatever feature is that kind of enhances, like, you know, turbulence effects. I don't have that enabled. So the radios are set, and courses are set. Minimum 800. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. So actually, when you fly in cold temperatures, there's a little trick which I think doesn't really matter here in the simulator, because the environment is not simulated that way for cold temperatures. Oops. Radio, it's back to barrel, please. Barrel. Yeah. So 800 is the minimum, but in cold temperatures, you're supposed to increase some of the altitudes you're going to use, in particular the decision altitude, to compensate for the effect of cold weather on the altimeter. In cold weather, the altimeter tends to underread. So whenever you reach, let's say on the ILS, you would reach 800 feet, you would be actually lower than 800 feet in real. It's just because the air is so cold that the altimeter doesn't read the altitude properly. So to compensate for that, you need to add an increment to your decision altitude, for example, to compensate for that altimeter effect. It's not really simulated in, as I said, in the simulator, because it would I guess include too many calculations, but that's something we do in real. So so we usually have some sort of little app or like a table to calculate the cold weather temperature correction, and the temperature there is, I think it was by -10. I'll call it again. Let's have a look. Just display the menu bar, add-on, active sky, 5. So it's -8. Okay, so we'll use -8. Okay, so we suppose with -8 and 200 feet. I've got also a little app on my phone you can actually use. So it's 20 feet actually, so it's not too bad. Up to -10 is about 20 feet. So to make it more realistic, we can add here to the 20 feet. It's really just to be over realistic, I guess, because as I said, it doesn't really matter here. The effect is not simulated, but that's something I guess it's nice to. I missed the QNH. What was the QNH already? Look elsewhere. 999. Okay. We can reset that. We'll check the FMC. The routing is correct. So the routing is from Alpha Oscar. So Fox Echo Alpha Oscar. NB, I guess there stands for NDB, because these points are actually NDBs. So Fox Echo Alpha Oscar. Then we go to 022. Radio 022, is it? 022. But it's 323 to the Delta 022 Foxtrot. Yeah, oh yeah, radio 022, yeah, that makes sense. Then 316 to Abmas. 315, yeah, that's correct. Amtam is 3220. Abmas 3220. It doesn't really say on the chart. And Amtam is 3220 as well. Okay. We can set this one 3220 or above as well. That CI one for right. And what else now to do? And that's it. The FI, the runway. And then for the missed approach. 181, 2240, 2240, and then to Alpha Oscar 2570. Yeah. So 2240 there on the missed approach. That's in feet QNH, and in meters QFE is 500 meters QFE, and then 2570 is 600 meters QFE. So ATC would actually tell you, like on the missed approach, they will say like climb to 600 meters, and you'll have to obviously convert the 600 meters to that altitude. Oh, thank you very much, Duck Snake NZ. Thank you very much, Bob, popping along, and I'll see you soon. Good night. And for the arrival, actually it's a little bit easier because there's only one altitude there. Is 3220. 3220 is 800 meters. So as you're still flying on flight level, the transition altitude there is fairly low. You still fly in flight levels, and then as you go through the transition level, then you fly meters QFE. And basically ATC would clear you to 3,220 feet, which is 800 meters. So they will say to you like descend to 800 meters, and so you would have to you've got a little table, which I don't have here in the simulator, but a table for conversion of meters QFE to feet QNH. And so if they say to you like descend 800 meters, that would be 3220, so you can set 3,300 for example. And yeah, that's the only altitude really on that procedure, so it's not that complicated. But the transition level anyway is fairly low in Moscow, so all that is involved is maybe 1 or 2 levels instructions, and that's about it. So it's not overly complicated. It's not like China, where China actually is not meters QFE. China is hey, Giant Unicorn, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, China is meters meters QNH, so meters in relation to sea level altitude. So all the ranges and altitudes are in meters, which is a little bit of a pain, but confusing at times. But if you take your time, it's okay. In the cruise, it's not so much of a problem, because in the cruise you have a lot of time, and even if there's a level change at the moment at 36,000 feet, it's almost 11,000 meters. So actually 11,000 meters will be 36,100 feet, and then they will tell you like climb to 11,600 meters or something. And the cruise it's okay, but it's when you climb or when you descend, and you know, they say like descend to 8,000 meters, descend to 6,000 meters, descend to 4,000 meters, and every time we've got to do the conversion, because you don't really, you can display this as a cross check, you know, just to verify, but what you input for the autopilot is here, and this is like in feet obviously, so It's a lot of kind of you know, mental brain gymnastics, so to speak. So it's yeah, it's a bit of a headache. But for Moscow, there it's just as you can, as I showed you on the for the arrival is one level, so 800 meters QFE is 3,220 feet, and for the missed approach there are two levels, which well, the FMC kind of does the FMC takes into account the first one, and then you really are stopped by the second level. So although it's not actually, it's the stop level, so this is not 2240 or above, it's 2240. It's a hard altitude, and once you get to the India point, which is 9 DME, then you can climb a little bit further, but before then you can't climb above that. So this is a hard altitude. So there's two levels there. 2240 is 500 meters, and then 2570 is 600 meters. But this one is a hard altitude at Misda. Not that I intend to go around, but minus 8999 on the QNH 130 at 3 meters per second, which is basically 6 knots. 3 meters per second. To get the knots, you multiply by 2. So it's pointed straight down the runway, broken at 1400 feet. So it's not snowing. The cloud base is lifted up. And then for runway 14 right, we've got Modner report. I'll try to put it over a darker background so that you can read it better on the stream. Yeah, we've got 14 right, 550194. So that means 5. The first 5 is the contaminant. So 550194. Much snow. That's between 26 and 50% of the runway is covered. There's 1 millimeter of wet snow, therefore braking action is medium good. So once again, to decipher that, we usually have like a little app to help decipher the runway state. But basically this coding there on the at the end of the QNH is for the runway state in the winter. So the first number is the nature of the contaminant. So here 5 is wet snow. Then the second number is a function of the percentage of the runway covered. 01 is the depth of the contamination in oops, I lost it there. Oh, sorry. 5, yeah, here we are again. So 01 is the depth of the contaminant, and 94 is the braking action. Planet Loba 162744, I'm flying to Moscow Domodedovo.
990 после сотого 220 узлов Аэрофлот 12102.
Moscow approach, good afternoon.
Аэрофлот 502 поздно, набирайтесь, продолжайте набор шелся.
Fairly busy.
Аэрофлот 502. Аэрофлот 502, 7-0 эшелон. Аэрофлот 502, эшелон 7-0 пока.
Moscow approach, good afternoon, Globus 1024.
Globus 1024, Moscow approach, good evening, sir. set squawk 2761.
Second squawk code, please, Globus 1024.
Globus 1024, 2761, 2761.
Okay, 2761 on the box, Globus 1024. 2761.
Аэрофлот 1621, снижайте эшелон 7-0.
Снижайте 7-0, флот 1621.
This is quite exciting to get ATC.
Аэрофлот 502, набирайте эшелон 250.
2761 in the box.
Аэрофлот, брейк. Аэрофлот 1763, Чиев 978, эшелон перехода 60, снижайтесь 900 метров.
So these ATC asked to report Fox Echo, so we're still quite far. Usually you wouldn't talk to approach at that high level, but that's where you wanted the report. First he's controlling the whole airspace from the ground to the stars basically around Moscow. So
Globus 1024, request correction, expect ILS approach runway 14 left via Alpha Oscar 14 kilo, descent to flight level 100.
Descent flight level 100, request ILS 14 right, please, Globus 1024.
Globus 1024, runway 14 right approved, Alpha Oscar 14 kilo arrival.
Okay, 14 right approved and Alpha Oscar 14 kilo arrival, Globus 1024, thank you very much. Level 100 is set and the Alpha Oscar 14 kilo, 14 right is set. There we are, good.
128 surface wind 090 degrees 4 meters per second, runway 06 right.
Guys, we are very lucky today, we've got ATC, it's quite exciting actually.
Тебе 442, Москва, подход, здравствуйте, не получили ваш полетный план.
Seatbelt sign on.
11 тысяч по подходу.
Fasten seatbelt signs. Selected on.
Аэрофлот 1136, вылет согласно плану разрешаю, эшелон 350, в работе полоса 06, правая схема, Беста 06, Эко, транзит, Червсти 1, Эко, Скок 2760.
This is really nice. So remember guys, at some point he's gonna, actually I need maybe to set the forecast page there, transition level, let's say 50. So once we go, normally at least it's like this in real, once we go below transition level we are talking on meters QFE, which I remind you QFE is the height over the airport and it's in meters. It's a little bit different from what we usually do. As usually we talk about altitude above sea level, we talk in feet. So it's a little bit of a twist here. Arriving into Moscow.
Air Canada 572, cross runway 06 left and 06 right, one up and wait.
Roger, crossing runway 06 left and line up and wait, runway 06 right, I can do accident.
Аэрофлот 1763, по схеме снижайтесь 500 метров, заход ИЛС разрешаю, полоса 06 левая, вы номер 1.
It did not, in his 80s it did not indicate a transition level. So 60 is fair enough, the transition altitude is almost 4, so 60 is good enough. The Delta Mike NDB is starting to point. It's actually fairly well simulated because you can see the needle is still kind of chasing. It's the first time I kind of noticed that here. I don't know if it's because it's still a little bit far or not, but usually the NDBs like this are a little bit fidgety, if that's a correct word, and the needle is always kind of you know, chasing the radio signal. Now it's a little bit more stable, but that was interesting because actually that's that in real. The NDB is at quite far range. is very unstable. The signal is all over the place. Ah, we're getting a little bit of turbulence again. You can see the aircraft kind of swinging like left and right. Wow, that's really good. There's also a bit of shear on the speed here. Very nice. I'm really enjoying this today. It's really good.
Схема Беста 06 Эко, транзит Черости 1 Эко, сквок 2762.
На здоровье.
Да что ж вы перебиваете друг друга?
So it's amazing because we still
942 сквок 2762.
it's about 15,000 feet. We still have roughly a westerly wind, and then closer to the ground we're gonna get a southeasterly wind. So the wind is totally gonna turn and point almost in the opposite direction.
Брейк, Аэрофлот 1136, выталкиваем на точку запуска ровно, запуск готовности разрешаю. Аэрофлот 1763, насчитаю левый заход пускового. Аэрофлот 1763, ветер 70 градусов, 4 метра, полоса насчитаю левую, посадку разрешаю. Насчитаю левую, посадку разрешили, Аэрофлот 1763. Депавил 051, полоса 0 правая, исполнительно разрешаю взлет по команде. Машин правая, исполнительно разрешили взлет по команде, Депавил 051. 1024, descent to flight level 60.
Descent flight level 60, Globus 1024. 60.
Air Canada 572, climb to flight level 360.
Set.
Climb to level 360. Sorry, we have test line to flight level 360, so the only flight level we can climb is the only
I like that. It's really good. Really, really good.
Air Canada 572, climb to flight level 340.
Roger, climbing to flight level 340. I can function here.
Аэрофлот 502, набирайте подписанный шлом 37.
It's good to have the ATC chatter in the background as well. In Russian, which is good. Winter in Moscow. Yeah. The sun is not far. Very white. Obviously, it's not a depiction of reality, but I guess in reality it's very white as well. If it's -7, it's been snowing in the morning, I understand, and it's supposed to be snowing again later on in the
Депавил
evening.
051, ветер 70 градусов, 4 метра, полоса насчитаю правая, взлет разрешаю, после взлета набирайте
So anyway, it's reducing speed 240 knots. We'll disregard the information on the arrival there. The MCP has flashed there.
Аэрофлот 1763, освобождайте влево и ждать.
I guess that's maybe why they call the call sign is Globus. Is maybe glow for glowing. That color is glowing, and bus as like, you know, a bus like playing a bus. That's maybe why it's called Globus. Who knows?
Airfloat 1128, climb to your final level 350.
10 checks down.
10 checklist.
Аэрофлот 1621, ветер 70 градусов, 4 метра, полоса насчитаю левая, посадку разрешили. Выход левая, посадку разрешили.
Recall. 10 checklist complete.
Аэрофлот 1763, пересекайте полосу насчитаю правая, стенка по углу. Airport 138 approved.
So I'm using partial speed brake just to arrest the speed a little bit, but not full speed brake. I've got a shortcut on the joystick for full speed brake, but that's a little bit too much. I'll go flight level change anyway, because this aircraft is fairly slippery and the speed tends to get away, and the aircraft doesn't descend and decelerate at the same time very well. So a PMDG airport, so it's a good time maybe to come back 220 knots. So normally he should clear us 800 meters on the next call, and then clear us for the approach. We'll see what's gonna happen. Maybe here, not to confuse the issue, he's gonna just give us feet.
Globus 1052, correction, Globus 1024. QEC 979, hectopascals, transition level 60, descent to height 500 meters, your cleared for approach, runway, correction, descent to height 800 meters, your cleared for approach, runway 15.
Descend 800 meters and clear approach ILS 14 right, Globus 1024. Confirm the QNH, please.
Globus 1024 for information, QNH 999.
And QNH 999, Globus 1024, descending 800 meters QFE. So 3220, 800 meters, that's it, 3220, so 33, and we're good, we're very good, clear for the approach. This is really, really good. See the turbulence and the wing flex there. That's not what I wanted to do. Beautiful. Oh, it's amazing the way that the wing is, you know, curved like that. Beautiful. Right, let's concentrate on the approach. Quite good with the height. I'll come back, flaps 1. Flaps 1.
Speed check. Flaps 1 selected.
Approach checklist.
Approach checklist. Altimeters and instruments.
Set and cross-checked.
Approach frequencies.
Checked and set.
403, Чарли, предварительно разрешаю, полоса 06 по виски,
Flaps 5.
X-ray, Майк 1, пересечение нерабочий, Майк 2, Альфа 11. Предварительно 06 разрешили по виски, X-ray, Майк 1, пересечение на Майк 2, Альфа 11. Победа 403.
Wow. With the sunset and everything, it's very nice. Check that out, the Russian countryside, a little bit of cloud, the sunset. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Nice.
Sabine 35, Moscow approach, good to base, really 5
So we've got India Delta Mike identified, and that's the ident we're looking for. Yes.
Парафлот 502, выходите с моей зоны ответственности, дальнейший контроль. Отсутствует Unicom 128 метров полета мягкой.
So setting 800 meters there is useless because we've got it's 800 meters QFE, not altitude, and that's an altitude displayed there. So
Аэрофлот
it doesn't
502,
really
Москва,
help.
подход.
So the sensing is correct on the PFD. We're clear for the approach. We'll arm the approach mode. 999 is set. The QNH. We're almost established. So we'll set the
Аэрофлот
heading
502, выходите с моей зоны
136.
ответственности, далее Unicom 128, приятного полета мягкой вам Бенгурион. До свидания. Спасибо большое за управление, хорошего вечера, хорошего дня, приятного выхода.
Very nice.
Большое. Да, работаем с Unicom 128, Парафлот 502.
A cold, cloudy evening in Moscow over the Russian countryside. Really, really nice. Right. Volok.
142, разрешаю, полоса 06 правая, по перрону Альфа-10, магистральная Альфа, Альфа-1.
Lights up capture, so we said 20 to 40 first. In any case, so 2300 will do. Globus 1024 established ILS runway 14 right.
Globus 1024, surface wind 120 degrees 4 meters per second, runway 14 right, clear to land.
Clear to land 14 right, Globus 1024.
Area device request circulate to Samara 50350.
Ability 35, you clear to destination is Hotel 350, runway 14 right is in use via Whiskey Tango 14 Whiskey departures, walk 2764.
Flaps 30.
Flaps 30 selected.
Landing flow.
Samara
Okay.
350, runway in use 14 right.
Cabin crew seats 4
Walk
landing.
1764, thank you.
Landing checklist.
Landing checklist.
Ability 35, Whiskey Tango 14
Engine
Whiskey
start,
departure
switches.
and score
On.
2764.
Recall.
Checked.
Speed brake.
Armed.
2764
Landed here.
Down.
Whiskey 14
30 green light.
Whiskey.
Landing checklist complete.
Ability 35, Whiskey
Very
Tango
good.
14 Whiskey.
Landing checklist complete. We are stabilized, approaching 1,000 feet. All good.
Ability 35, feedback is good.
Wish me luck. Autopilot off.
Спасибо за контроль. Всего
Auto
доброго.
throttle off.
Очень все грамотно, красиво завел. Респект.
Check.
Удачи. Спасибо.
Аэрофлот 16-21, приветствую, Москва.
Very, very nice.
Спасибо, полетел, хорошо, до свидания, спасибо.
Аэропорт 136 на предварительном разрешите исполнение.
Аэрофлот 1136, ветер 7 градусов 4 метра, полоса 06, правый взлет разрешаю, после взлета набирайте фон 6.
Взлет разрешили. Аэропорт 136 после взлета набираю 6 0.
Победа 403 на пересечении моей кабины. Рушите пересечение.
403, пересечение рабочего разрешаю.
Check.
На пересечении рабочей победа 403.
Landing. It's a little bit of snow on the runway.
Сибирь 101, Москва, подход. Здравствуйте, Сквок, 2765.
Ah, I'm floating. Ah, terrible. Ah, here we are. URSS. That was a bit of a floaty. With the frames, it's hard to sense the flare there. Anyway, we made it in one piece. URSS coming in. Now we can take the next exit. This guy is sitting on the tail here. Looks like it.
Bus 1024, vacate to the left and taxi to stand of your choice.
Vacate left and taxi stand of choice, Globus 1024. Okay, taxi stand of choice.
Alpha 1128, you're leaving my speed, there is
Clean up.
for the control, monitor unit 112 for the simulator, good flight, safe and in bye.
Here we are in Moscow.
Airport 1128, Moscow approach.
1128.
Airport 1128, you are leaving my speed, there is no further control, monitor unit 112 for the simulator, good flight, safe and in bye.
1128,
So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Domodedovo, Moscow.
На прибытие рассчитывайте заходы в полоса 14 левая, схема Аксинья на 14 кило, снижайте.
We're gonna go to gate 15. 15 is good, so that's number 7. No, follow me.
Аэрофлот 136, после взлета набираешь 6000.
We'll turn
Аэрофлот
here.
1136 отполнен.
Тебе 642
Себе 642, полоса 06 право, занимайте исполнительный взлет по команде.
What's happened there with the scenery? Already nice, it's kind of cleared up in the evening.
Победа 403, ветер 90 градусов, 3 метра, полоса 6, взлет разрешаю, после взлета набирайте эшелон 100.
А время исполнительный, ну что, взлет разрешит, взлетом набираешь вон 100, победа 400.
So we're gonna go here on Hotel 2.
Аэрофлот 1136, набирайте эшелон 270.
Набираю 270, аэрофлот 1136.
So normally it's started the APU, yeah, APU is started and it's ready to go on the bus, that's good. So we're gonna take a second left, and then it's the first stand on the right really, because there's one going slant.
Сибирь 642, ветер 70 градусов, 4 метра, полоса 06 правая, взлет разрешаю, после взлета набирайте эшелон 6.
I like that. I thought it was really good flight. Really good flight.